Okay, what's going on everyone? It's Magnus BULKan here, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down my current bulking program. So I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to build muscle and strength, and as well tell some strength goal of mine. I'm going to work out pretty soon. My pre-workout meal is going to be French toast. I hope you can see that. I posted it on my Instagram. I've actually never made French toast with white bread, so I'm pretty excited to see how it tastes. It looked pretty good when I was making it. It was kind of fluffy as well. I'm not used to having it as fluffy because I make it with brown bread, which I don't know why it don't become fluffy, but I think this is gonna taste way better. So this meal mostly consists of 5 bread slices, eggs, and some sweeteners. It's about 700 calories, and I'm going to be training in about 80 minutes. So I'm gonna down this right now, and I can't wait. It looks so good. I haven't eaten in like 5 hours as well, so let's get to it. It tastes pretty damn good for it to have nothing on it at all, so I'm probably gonna use about 10 minutes to get those down. I love eating food fast when I start. It's pretty funny because I have a pretty good discipline when it comes to food. When I start eating, I can't stop. I'm going to cover my current bulking program pretty soon. It's a lot of fucking pages. It's 25 pages. Yeah, so the program lasts for about 6 months, which is a shit ton, but obviously this is not a basic program. It's not like I'm going to do everything the same throughout the weeks and months like a beginner program. I'm going to be going over it pretty soon, and in 2020 I also want to make it like the best fucking program for general power building or gaining muscle and strength at the same time for intermediates, which is like between beginners and advanced. So I'm going to be working on that in 2020 so that I can give something out for you guys. But if you haven't checked out my beginner program, you definitely should. Best fucking beginner program. I know I'm biased, but I don't care. It's... check it out, check it out, check it out. So I'm still not done eating my meal, but once I'm done, I'm going to be telling you all about how I'm gonna build muscle and strength during my bulk. And it kind of sucks because my hamstring injury hasn't healed fully yet, but I'm not gonna push through it because it's just gonna make it worse, but I'm gonna work around that and eventually it will heal, so then I can finally begin adding some mass to my legs. I haven't trained calves for like literally 2 years, and I'm starting to train calves again back in this program, so I'm pretty excited to see them bitches grow, because when I'm wearing shorts, man, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So the next clip you'll see is talking about my program, so let's get to it. Okay, so in the background you're currently seeing the workout that I just did, and now I'm gonna talk about my next bulking program, or the one that I'm currently doing. I'm done for my first week now, so I can't wait for the other 25 weeks, and I'm gonna get amazing progress. I bought a whiteboard recently. To be honest, I don't really know what I bought it for, but I just think it's cool to have, and that actually comes in handy because I wrote this shit down because I luckily got Alzheimer's, so I forget everything, and I feel like it makes it pretty cooler to make a video like this, just to write it down so that it becomes more simplistic. Hopefully you can read this shit. I don't know if you can because my writing is horrible. I just noticed that my cheeks are so fucking red, but just ignore that because my skin is just pretty sensitive in general, so I get red cheeks from basically nothing at all, and I get it every time after I'm done training, so don't think about it. I probably just made you think more about it because I said don't think about it, but whatever. So my power building program, which is basically just a program that's built for not specifically muscle or strength, but a combination. A lot of people think that you gotta train the exact way for muscle and strength, but that's not the case at all. Muscle is mainly driven by volume, and strength is more about a skill because you have to have the exercise nailed down perfectly so that you don't make any mistakes and you use all your muscle, but obviously it has something to do with your muscle. So it's an overlap, but when you train only for strength, you base your program on intensity, and when you're training for building muscle, you base your program around volume. So we're obviously gonna have a mix of them if you want a mix of the results. The program that I'm doing is gonna last for 25 weeks. That's pretty long. There was a guy that hit me up and was like, hey, I thought that program should be much shorter because you're gonna stall. And yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen if you don't follow a program that periodizes. So if you're like just following the same exercises, reps and sets for multiple weeks, you're gonna stall pretty easily. But obviously this is not a beginner program, so I've already had those things in mind. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna be covering, I don't even know if you can see this, I hope you can. If not, I'll just look fucking stupid. But the first thing that I'm gonna be covering is the split, which is the first day I train legs and back together. And simply the reason for that is because I want the muscles to recover properly, and if I do an upper lower, I'm going to, let's say if I do deadlifts on the first day, I'm going to be kind of sore in my back the next day, simply because you use your back legs posterior chain in the deadlift exercise. So that's just so that you can recover properly. That's basically why I'm training legs and back together and push on the other day. It's pretty similar to upper lower, but I just do it so that my muscles can slightly recover better because they're training with the muscles that they should be. And I'm training every muscle group twice a week, so that means that I'm be training 4 days a week. Next topic, different phases. Whoa. So you can call it phases or block. It's basically a block periodization. So every phase, or the 2 first phases, last for 8 weeks. Those are going to be hypertrophy focused phases, which means they're going to be focusing on building muscle. So there will be more volume then, much lower intensity, and also the exercise selection is gonna differ upon if you want to build muscle or strength. And the last block is going to be a strength block. And not only is it a strength block, but it's also a peaking cycle block. So you're basically going to maximize your 1 rep max because you're slowly lowering the reps and slowly rising the intensity. So that phase is basically linear periodization. It's good for peaking, especially for a powerlifting meet, but I don't do powerlifting. I do this for fun, even though as you can see I take it pretty serious because I love it. Whew, I gotta slow the fuck down. Okay. And the next one we got is periodization. It sounds pretty scientific, but it's not. Periodization just means that you strategically change variables in your program, such as volume and intensity and exercise selection. So the first part we got was linear periodization. I already covered that a bit, but it's basically that you're slowly going up or you're slowly going down. And we're doing that kind of throughout the program because each block has slightly different reps and intensities. It's mostly my last block, the strength block, that I'm taking advantage of linear periodization. The next one is undulating periodization. Sounds pretty advanced as well, but it's basically that, okay, so let's say if you're training the bench press twice a week, the first day is that you're going to do low reps, meaning low volume, high intensity, and the second day you're benching in the week, it's going to be high reps, and that means high volume, low intensity. So all undulating periodization is basically that you just change these variables throughout the weeks. And the last way I'm periodizing the program, I don't think it has a specific name, but it's pretty popular and it's mostly used by scientific trainers that knows what they're doing and are into the science. I haven't been training this way for long, but once I started doing it, I really saw some great results. It's kind of like linear periodization, but instead of changing the reps, which you most often do on linear periodization programs, you change the sets. So that means that your volume is going to be changing slightly throughout the weeks and months, or at least the months. So I'm going to be starting low, then I'm building my volume up high and high and high, then I'm having a deload so that my body can recover, and then I'm doing it again and deload, and then doing it again and peaking cycle, and bam, I'm strong as fuck. Science. So the next thing is rear. Sounds pretty weird. It's basically that because my program doesn't have percentages, so it's a way of finding out how much intensity you should have, because a program is obviously going to be different if you have no idea what the weights and how hard you should go, because then your intensity, if it just says 3x8 on the bench press, you have no idea if you should go to failure or leave a lot of reps in the tank or what you should do, and it's highly going to affect the program. So rear stands for reps in reserve. So if it says rear 2 in the program, that basically means that you have 2 reps in the tank, you have 2 reps in reserve. So it's a pretty easy concept. Most of my exercises I'm going to be using 2 reps in the reserve because it builds almost the same amount of muscle, but it accumulates a lot less fatigue, meaning you can do more. So that's the best way to go if you want to get big. But I'm not only limiting myself to 8. Sometimes I'm going to do 9, sometimes I'm doing 10, which is AMRAP, as many reps as possible, and sometimes even 7. And less on the deloads, of course. And the last point I wanted to talk about is my goals. After the summer, I wanted to hit the 140 kilo squat during this year, but I think I actually would have done it, but since my hamstring injury, I'm nowhere near that. I can't even squat heavy right now, so it would be pretty cool if I can hit that, but I'm not sure that my hamstring will heal enough so that I can build myself up to a 140 kilogram. But at least I have a goal for my bench press. I want to hit 120 kilos, and that's a lot considering my weight. I don't weigh much. I'm pretty excited if I can hit 120 kilos within this program. That's gonna be so fucking crazy. That just brings me one step closer to hitting a 2 times bodyweight bench press. That's my lifetime goal. I'm gonna fucking hit that shit. I don't care what anybody says. You know me, I give away to the kids for free. Tips there, tips there, tips there. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll of course help you out for free. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helped you a bit, and I highly recommend looking more into the research of training because, or at least personally, I think it's a pretty interesting topic. Obviously, you shouldn't have to worry about that if you're a beginner and if you still need to get basic things on point, like your sleep, nutrition, and just sticking to a program. That's a lot more important. All this is just a small things that you don't really have to care about if you're not taking it serious as fuck. But I think it's pretty interesting and I'm pretty serious about it, so I like it. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. This has been Magnus BULKan and I'm out.